Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a corporate member and a member of ADCOLOR's Board of Directors, the Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer at McCann World Group, Sally Mars, and joining her, the celebrated actor, activist, and strategic giving officer at GLAAD, Wilson Cruz.
McCann family. I just want to give a shout out to my boyfriend out there.
Oh,
hi, honey.
Me too. I do too. I want to give a shout out to my boyfriend, but I don't have one.
All right, gentlemen. He's
but I'm
available.
taking numbers.
Thanks. The Advocate Award presented by GLAAD and McCann World Group is given to an LGBT advertising, marketing, or media professional who increases awareness of LGBT advertising, marketing, and/or causes within and outside the communications industry. This is only the second year ADCOLOR has presented this award, but it's already integral to ADCOLOR's mission and its future.
Our first advocate is the Executive Director of colorofchange.org, Rashad Robinson. Rashad has been a great friend to me personally, and I have been a long admirer of his work, and I'm not alone in that. The Washington Post's The Root has acknowledged Mr. Robinson for 3 years as one of the most influential African Americans under 45 for the last 3 years in a row. Rashad is the only openly gay leader of a national Black civil rights organization in this country. In that role, he advocates for Black voices in our culture and aims to strengthen the political voice of Black America. Just as he did as the former Senior Director of Programming at GLAAD, Rashad is changing perspectives and increasing images of diversity. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our honoree this evening, the 2012 ADCOLOR Advocate, Mr. Rashad Robinson.
How's everyone doing tonight? This has been a wonderful night. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, ADCOLOR. Thank you, Wilson and GLAAD and McCann. One of my favorite books is John Lewis's autobiography, Walking in the Wind. And in it, he tells an amazing story for someone who's 34 and didn't get to live during the civil rights movement. He tells the story of when all the folks who were going to be speaking, and John Lewis was the youngest speaker at the march, and they were all up in the hotel room, and they were planning, and there was A. Philip Randolph, and Martin Luther King, and Dorothy Height, and John Lewis, and they were planning and deciding who was going to get to speak when, and there was a lot of politics and going on during that time. And while they were doing all this planning and strategizing, the march had left. And so many of those pictures that we saw of Martin and Coretta and Andrew Young marching was actually in the middle of the march, not in the front of the march. And for the over 800,000 members of Color of Change, who every single day sometimes stand in the middle of our work as we work to fight to bring visibility to the Trayvon Martin story, or work to fight Georgia around Troy Davis, or we work to hold the media accountable for the images that they send into our homes of Black and brown people. It's not just about being in front of the march, it's sometimes about being in the middle. In 17 days, or less than 17 days actually, we have an election. But every single day we have an election. Every single day we have a choice about how we make. And for myself as an advocate who's oftentimes on the outside of the room, working to make sure that folks on the inside of the room do the things that we want them to do, I say that we can be your friends. we can stand with you and continue to work side by side and continue to push for better images of our community and continue to do the work, the hard work, to make sure that the images and our stories are told in fair and inclusive ways. So I hope that you stand with us, not only in the front but sometimes in the middle, and know that you'll have a friend in Color of Change. Thank you all very much.